Wednesday. We are so pleased to have you. If this is your first time on Wellness Wednesday, what this is all about is each week we have a different expert interviewing them on a different topic, all about bringing holistic options to you because we believe that knowledge is power when it comes to health, and not always do we have the knowledge to empower ourselves. My name is Shauna Mucklow, and I have been a wellness warrior now for 8.5 years. Because I think it's just because I've been curious. Like once I learned one thing, I wanted to learn the next thing, and I just wanted to really do better for my family every single day. And now I get to help lots of people, and I get to meet beautiful people like our guest today, Dr. Melody, and she is incredible. Incredibly brilliant, but also very experienced in her field. She is a top obesity medicine practitioner in the Phoenix area. And I'm so pleased to have her here. Melody, tell us all the things. Tell us what you currently do and what your background is, please.
Thanks for having me tonight. And so I'm a DO, Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine. I practice in Phoenix. I have my own practice. I opened about almost 5 years ago where I do practice internal medicine, weight loss medicine. Those are my two board certifications. And I do a lot of bioidentical hormones and just personalized medicine is what I call it. So I don't believe medicine is one size fits all, and that's kind of how we do things. We like to really spend our time with our patients, see what fits for them, what's right for them, and walk alongside them in their health journey. And I love saying activate their body and optimize their health.
Ooh, I love it. I love that. That's what I think everybody wants, right? Is to empower our own bodies, not rely on other factors, but what can we do proactively in our health to stay healthy, first of all, but then also how can we work to help ourselves in case we go down the wrong path, right? Tonight's topic is all about weight, right? And activating your own GLP-1 hormone. And I know you're very excited about this topic. But first, I want to know, just because I'm curious, and hopefully everybody else is, but why are you so intrigued about obesity medicine? Why did God lead you there?
So back in 2008, I had the opportunity to be the internal medicine practice to help a bariatric practice get started. And they already knew that I knew that nutrition, healthy weight would help patients. I'd be like, we would use medications for their diabetes or their high blood pressure, their cholesterol. And I'd say, as you lose weight, we're going to take you off these medications because that's always my goal. Use the least amount of medications necessary, support the cell, support the body. And so that's how I kind of got started back in 2008 with kind of preparing them for bariatric surgery and then taking care of them afterwards. Around 2012, I actually joined a group that's well known here in Arizona and really strictly just did obesity medicine. That's when I got my board certification and really started to do it. But what I noticed is I really missed internal medicine. I missed taking care of the whole patient. I didn't want to only do weight loss. And I wanted to have more time with my patient. And that's why in 2019, at the end, I opened my own practice so I could do this. And it's to say, that when you lose weight, your health improves. You are less likely for cancer, diabetes, heart attacks. I mean, the list goes on. So I think that's why it really became my passion is I could really transform lives by helping people lose weight safely, effectively, and then also teaching them how to keep their weight off as well. So I can talk about it till the cows come home.
I love it, but I love it so much because you also brought up like weight is really important to overall health, but it's not the only thing important to overall health because skinny people aren't necessarily healthy either sometimes, right? So it's just one piece of the puzzle. So I love it that you said, I want to help people with their weight, but I want to help the whole person. I think
Right.
that's
And you brought up a really good point there. Like a lot of people will come and they've never heard that term like skinny fat or normal weight obesity. They didn't know that that around their abdomen had so much visceral fat because like my scale will tell them. And so we get to have that conversation. So it's not just the number on the scale, it's the number on the blood work, it's the number on your measurements. So you bring up a really good point already that we want to optimize your health. Like your muscle mass and your bone mass, and all of that makes a difference. So if none of you have gotten on a scale or a DEXA scan or something to show you that, do it. You might be surprised, you may not, but it's going to give you measurements you can follow as you are on your journey.
I love it. Okay, so let's just dive right into this topic. I know that you were really excited when the GLP-1 products in general came on the market several years ago, right? To be able to help people in this way. And I know that you have prescribed prescriptions, right, to people to help them in this area. Will you tell us a little bit about what you know about the GLP-1 synthetics and why you were happy, right, that they were here to help some of your patients?
Yeah, there are several, we call them AOMs, anti-obesity medications. And there are several that work really well. And like I said, I've been doing this for quite a few years, but we would kind of get stuck with them and maybe hit a plateaus or have some side effects and issues. And I'm going to tell you, these GLP-1s are not new. The newer generation is new. So I've been prescribing these for over 10 years, the older generation, but they weren't as effective. They were great for diabetes, not really great for weight loss overall. The newest one on the market, I guess the newest one that most people, the buzz goes around, came out about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and just really started making a huge difference. And then the latest and greatest one is about 2 years old. Again, just incredible. And so I further was seeing, I was seeing more weight loss in a shorter amount of time. I was hearing more people telling me that the food noise was gone more than other anti-obesity medications. I think that's what created that buzz. And unfortunately, during the last 4 years, many people gained extra weight and they couldn't get into their routines again. They formed habits that were very hard to break. And so we saw even harder time with losing weight in the past 4 years. And so I'm going to say it honestly, I love this classification of medications, the newer ones, these GLP-1s and the dual type, because they're easy to use, they're very efficacious, and they're really helping reduce that food noise and create satiety and weight loss. I am going to tell you there is a dark side to it. I've been very vocal about it because I don't like that everybody and their brother is getting on it and they are not using it properly. They're not being monitored properly. I took a picture of an A-frame in front of a grocery store that said, get your, synthetic here. And I'm just like, this isn't even a place that I don't know how they're monitored. Are they given, nutrition? It just broke my heart. And that's why I became very, what's the word? Confrontational almost with people. And because we were seeing when people would say, oh, you have that type of face, or you know what I'm talking about. And I'd be like, that's because they're not monitored correctly. You don't have to lose muscle using these correctly. If you're losing, like I have patients who start at 600 pounds. Guess what? If you lose over 50 to 100 pounds, you're going to lose muscle. It's going to happen. Your body doesn't need to carry that much weight anymore. It's going to lose some muscle. But can you slow down the muscle loss? Yes. Can you also then plateau where we start seeing a little bit of an increase in your muscle? Yes. So it's all about seeing a specialist when we're dealing with, honestly, the medications. I really believe you need to see someone who has gone and done extra certifications like myself. I'm double boarded. Like that makes a huge difference. And I'm not handing you a prescription and having you figure out on your own and not monitoring you. I also am very adamant that as you're on your weight loss journey, guess what? We might reduce the dose, we might increase the duration in between them. So you're never going to hear me vilify or demonize them because they have been incredible for some patients, for sure, for
And
sure.
I think, and I love that you talk about it like that because I don't think that we need to demonize pharmaceuticals, right, and medications for people because there is a need and a desire for the right person. But I also think it's really important that people know how they work, right? Like actually how they work inside the body. So let's go there really quick.
Yeah.
How do those synthetics, GLP-1 products, I know they're called agonists, which is a word that I never heard of before. I had to like Google it, look it up, dictionary, full transparency. Like I'm
Yeah.
learning as we go here, you guys. But I learned that they're called agonists. Will you explain a little bit what that means to you?
Yeah, so they are mimicking that hormone in your body. So agonist means it's like, antagonist means against. So there is a medication on there that's an antagonist, trying to not allow it to break down. Okay, so GLP-1 synthetics are agonists. They are replacing the hormone. You're injecting a mimicking molecule that looks like GLP-1 in your body. And so it's able to go sit on that receptor and do its job. And so they have a very long half-life as well. So that's why you can inject once a week. And honestly, it can take 3 to 4 weeks to get out of your body as well. So some people who do have some side effects, because synthetics usually come with more side effects than natural products. Can you have side effects with natural products? Sure, you're less likely to. They're not going to be as severe, most likely. But with synthetics, that's what we will see. It might take 3 or 4 weeks for things to fully recover, especially if you're not being monitored and you're not using them correctly. Um,
I
so
I
hopefully
love
that
that.
kind of
I
answered
love
that.
that. No, I love that understanding. So here is my, when I've been listening to you and some others who are explaining this, right, to the world, this is how I think about it, right? This is how I think about it. So well, let me just tell you, I have started on it. We're going to talk about this in a second, but I've started on a natural GLP-1 activation system 8-ish weeks ago, 8-ish weeks, and I am down 22 pounds. This thing has changed my entire life for all the right reasons, and I am so thrilled about it. We're going to talk about that in a second. But so I've really been leaning in to learn more about this, right? And so here's how I call myself like a pea-sized brain because I have to break down what you say into like, wait, is this right? So here's how I think about it. Apparently, my GLP-1 hormone was not working because now that it's working correctly, great things are happening in my body. So let's say, I have no idea, you guys, but let's say my GLP-1 hormone was working at 25%, right? If I would have used one of the synthetics, right? One of the synthetics, it would have told my body, you don't need to make your own hormones. So that actually, my own body's production of my hormone could actually decrease to that of zero, perhaps, right? And so I am like, I don't know that I necessarily would have chosen that route, knowing that, right? Because going off of it, now I've told my body not to make it at all. And will I
And it's going
ever
to
be
take
able to
time
rebound?
for it
Yeah,
to
will I
maybe
ever
come
be
up
able
to
to
that.
rebound?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Is that
think that's
right?
where it is. We don't know the pure numbers, but that thought process is very good because it's kind of giving you a visual of what's happening. And I will tell you, as you get healthier, your GLP-1 can increase as well. So there's many ways naturally to also like getting adequate sleep, eating the right foods. Like there are things that you can do to help it, but so many people do not have enough GLP-1 in their system, and that's really a key hormone. Their L cells are not releasing enough, or they don't have enough receptors. I mean, there's a myriad of hormones that we know. GLP-1 is one of the most studied now, and one that we've been able to see results. There are other hormones that pharmaceutical companies have gone after that it didn't make any difference helping them out by blocking it or increasing it. So this has been a game changer, and I love that you saying that. And I think that's why we've seen so many people do well on the synthetics, and that's why I think those of us that are in functional medicine and integrative medicine and really working on the microbiome, we're like, how do we increase it? Because that's key. The L cells in your gut. How can we help that, if that L cell release GLP-1 because it's a hormone we produce. Some of us are not producing enough of it,
Well,
like
it's
we
very
said.
interesting because I'm like, why is mine tanked? You know what I mean? Because I really would have said that I felt really good with a lot of the good things that I had been currently doing with activation in my body and really empowering my other systems to balance and get corrected. But my body just wasn't letting go of the weight. And now it is. And so it's really interesting to think about why was it? And so of course I dug into some research about that, right? And there's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of reasons that can happen, but it can be from our food sources, mostly from our environment that we live in. And I think to myself often, hmm, I mean, like, sure, I can change my environment, and I have. I've really eliminated toxins. You know what I mean? I've done a lot of
Ah,
things over the last 8.5 years, but still, it was staying tanked. My body needed to be empowered to turn that back on. And so let's go there. Let's talk about this new product that you're so thrilled about. You also have been taking this new GLP-1 activation system. Let's dive in. It's called Mind Body. Why are you so thrilled about it? And tell us how it works.
I'm thrilled about it because it works. I will tell you, this company is amazing because when they thought about going down this path, my head, because I'm in this world as a physician, thinking, how is it going to be better than a drug? I'm telling you honestly, I'm thinking how, because what's on the market now to support GLP-1 is not as effective. Is it helpful? Yes. Have I been using it in my patients? Yes, because I'm trying to reduce their dose or extend their duration between injections and all of that. So I even did like a 3-week course on the microgut and the microbiome and how do we support it even more. And there was some increase, but nothing has been blended as what ours is. So our mind body system, that's a core and enhance, so it's capsules and powder, has been shown to increase GLP-1 by 140%. That's incredible, you guys. Like, scream it from the rooftops that we have something to do that. Now, to tell you that you're going to lose 50 pounds in a month, I'm going to tell you no. Safe weight loss is 1 to 2 pounds a week. Really, it is. That's a safe amount of weight loss a week. And that's by helping your cells in its natural environment do what it's supposed to do. So one, we're activating. So MB Core is activating GLP-1 release from the L cells, okay? And then when you add it to, and it's actually upregulating your GLP-1 receptors, then you're getting, so that's dual activation, you're getting dual amplification when you add the enhanced part because we're supporting the microgut. And when you support the microgut and your microbiome, you're seeing not only an increase in GLP-1, in the receptors, but now you're dealing with the neuroendocrine peptides like PYY and PPY and all of those fancy things. For those of you who love science, I'm going to put a plug in here. Our company is amazing. If you go to the website and you click on the product, then click on the science, you'll be able to read the in vitro and the human study and go piece by piece. And our VP of R&D has a video on there too that really has great pictures on there as well. So it's really neat that we are activating and amplifying. And so you're naturally allowing your body's own system to start working for you.
It's so different, right? It's so different. Like I feel like you can't even compare the synthetic because the synthetic is mimicking, right, the
Mhm.
hormone in your body. And this is actually the precursor,
Activating.
like the nutrition and the food needed to turn on your body's own production of the hormone again.
Correct.
Yeah. How fascinating is that? Like if you could choose to just empower your body instead of trick it, seems like that would be the right thing to do in my mind.
Yeah.
And it's working. That's what you said. I love that you led with that. It's working. So I'm just going to show you guys real quick. So it's capsules, 2 little capsules in the morning. And then you wait 30 minutes before any caloric intake. And then there is a powder that comes in a beautiful little tub and it tastes delicious. And you just like everybody's like, how do I use it? I'm like, it is the easiest thing to fit in any lifestyle, truly. You can mix it in anything. I like anything. You can change the flavor profile every single day if you want to. You'll never get sick of this. It tastes delicious in anything. And then you can put it all in one or you can mix it out throughout the day, whatever you want to do and whatever fits for you. That's what I think is so beautiful. Are you finding that it's really simple to use as well?
Yeah, I really do feel it's simple. And I like that it mixes well, like you mentioned. I've put it in coffee, I've put it in water. I actually like our daily wellness. I mix it with our daily wellness because, it has a blood orange flavor and it's kind of
I
something I do it in the afternoon.
Yep, I do that probably 2 or 3 times a week with my daily wellness. I really like it in yogurt too, a really good Greek yogurt. I mix it in that for a breakfast sometimes. It's delicious.
Yeah, yeah, that's a
I love
great
it.
idea.
So easy to use, you guys. You're gonna love it. Okay, and it's affordable, right? And that's probably another thing. Let's talk about that. Affordability for your patients sometimes probably wasn't always easy, right? With some of the
Oh
alternatives
yeah.
opposed to this. Tell me how that you're happy about that as a physician.
Oh, I'm incredibly ecstatic about it because I had patients paying up to $1,300 for their synthetic or more. And so, and not very many had it on their pharmacy plans. There was a shortage. So I'm just excited that there's a natural option for our patients to use, as well as people who know me, so I can't be everybody's doctor. So I love that I don't have to be your doctor to go on this, to help yourself, on your journey. But the GLP-1 system is more than just weight loss. It's really optimizing glucose homeostasis, how your liver, is working, how your whole body, you have GLP-1 receptors on your organs, all of them. So we've already seen indications for this with a cardiovascular disease, chronic kidney disease. And I don't like using the word disease, but I can tell you the medications have indications for some of these. So we know GLP-1, the benefits of it are very helpful for the brain and the heart and the kidneys and the pancreas and the liver. Like I can go on. I'm not making that up. You can look it up. There's plenty of graphs.
Mhm.
So supporting that system is really important. And I like that you can do it naturally.
I love it. Okay, a couple more questions. I know that you said there is a dark side to some of the medications, right? Because there are side effects. Any pharmaceuticals comes with side effects when you're telling your body to do something it's not quite used to. There's going to be some side effects inevitably. And I know there are some like optic nerve problems, right? There's all kinds of different things that sometimes happen. Do you foresee anything side effecty with this system? I
Yeah,
just
so
made
let
up
me
that word. Did I just make up that word, side
I
effect?
make up words all the time, like ask my husband. So with the synthetics, yes. And the optic is incredibly rare, like less than 1%. So I want to throw that out there in
Sure.
case some of you guys are just freaking out. Most common is constipation and nausea. That's really what's happening because it's slowing down your gut. So is activating GLP-1. Can that do that? Sure. But I'm going to tell everybody there's less chance of side effects doing this naturally. But if you are someone who decides, I'm not going to eat, I'm not going to drink anything, and I'm going to do 4 scoops, and guess what? You're going to have side effects. So I'm saying prepare yourself, eat well, hydrate, and you're less likely to have issues. But this has fiber in it, right? You're going to naturally, as you lose weight, you are going to lose your visceral fat. Guess what's in your visceral fat? It's holding on to toxins, it's holding on to stuff. So drink your water, please, to flush. You're more likely to go, I'm not having any side effects. I'm doing great now. And you can, and that's why you'll look in the pamphlet. So I thought, I don't know if you've got that little insert. It's going to tell you start your first week with just 2 scoops. See how you do. Break it up. I like telling people 2 scoops in the morning and 2 scoops in the afternoon. Just break up that fiber because a lot of people are not used to fiber. And so they're like, oh my gosh, I feel so full. Then they forget to eat, they forget to drink, and then they don't feel great. So if you drink your water,
It's
you're
funny
fine.
because people get like freaked out a little bit, right? Like, oh my gosh, what if this is like in my system and it's different? Well, of course it's different, especially if I love when you said if your body's not used to fiber, if your body's not used to eating whole foods, like some people, including myself, sometimes don't always have the best habits, right? And so sometimes when you're put something new into your body, even though it's what's good for you and your body's not used to that, your body's going to go, oh, what is this? Right. And, but the beautiful part is with time, patience, and consistency, everything is going to balance out. That GLP-1 hormone is going to be activated. We're going to decrease the chance of it plummeting again, right? With the genes that it's helping. The science is fantastic. I love it so much. Okay, last question. How thrilled are you as a doctor to be able to offer this alternative to people?
I'm incredibly excited because I'm all about activation. I love when I can take my patients off medications. So that's not a new thing for me. It's really not. My patients know that I get excited when we get to throw another thing in the garbage. That's not new. So this is just now another tool that I can use because I have a lot of people who, one, can't afford the medication. 2, got side effects on the medication. 3, don't want to go on a synthetic medication because unfortunately there was a lot of shame that is around it too. And people are like, I don't want to tell anybody I'm on it. So I love that I have now another tool that works, right? So in the past, I'd be like, okay, this company is saying that they have a natural GLP-1. Let's see how it goes. Maybe it'll help a little bit, but there's really no evidence for me to say, yeah, they actually showed in their clinical trial that there was about 9 pounds down in the first 4 weeks and 25, 22 pounds, I think it was, in 12 weeks. So now I can say I have this that you can try. That's amazing. It tastes good. It's easy to use. Um, and the people in the trial, it's really uncommon, or it's more common to have dropouts. In our human clinical trial, there were only 4 dropouts. That's amazing. That's showing that there's really not a lot of side effects. Well, there weren't. And that's because we told them how to, drink your water, eat whole foods, walk. There were so many things. And then Club 55, they had even more instruction on what to do because we wanted success. Weight loss is not just taking a pill and a powder and doing nothing. It is an overhaul. It's making sure you're doing things to help every aspect of your health and your life. And so I think when you do that, you're set up for success even more. And those who are not looking to lose weight, they're wanting to optimize. Maybe we talk about that skinny fat person. Maybe we talk about someone who's a pre-diabetic or has other glucose homeostasis issues. This is perfect for them too to try out and see. And I like it because you can break it up, you can make it cost affordable that way. And that's why I love this too, is I can tell you, hey, try just 1 scoop a day. Let's see what happens. 1 capsule a day. Let's see what happens. It's
Yeah, in your mind, is there anybody who shouldn't take this mind body system?
I'm going to be frank. It's going to be someone who really is working to gain weight. They
Okay.
shouldn't be taking this because
Okay.
we're trying to get them to be hungry and gain weight. So
Yep.
I'm not going to put that on someone. But a majority of
Yeah.
other people, I think, who are trying to optimize, I think they can give it a try and I
I was
think they
gonna
can
say,
use it.
because I don't think that there is a reason that it would hurt anyone ever. And I'll tell you the things that I benefit from, sure, the weight loss is big for me, right? It's giving me a newfound confidence that I haven't had for a long time. But the energy, it's so funny. I was in that Club 55 trial group, and I reached out to the scientists because we had full access. And I was like, where's all this energy coming from? And you know what she said? Probably balanced blood sugars, because people's blood sugar all day long doesn't mean that I had blood sugar problems, because I didn't. But my blood sugar, apparently, she said people's blood sugar goes like this all day long, and it messes with your energy levels and how you think and all the things. And now
Mhm.
that it's here, you're all day, your energy's through the roof. And I'll tell you that is absolutely what I've experienced, like a huge uptick in energy and clarity, like my cravings completely gone. And so that tells me alone, like that the fact that I'm not craving foods makes me say, well, that gut brain connection apparently wasn't working and was broken because my brain was getting the wrong signals. Because now that it's getting the right signals, my brain and my body know what to do and knows what I need, and all I have to do is listen. That's
Yep.
that's what's beautiful. All I have to do is listen. And so I love when you said, like, we're going to also encourage you. Sure, people are asking me, are you eating a certain way? A certain way? No, I'm not following a certain diet plan or nutrition plan. I've always tried to eat low sugar, low processed foods, always, right? So I'm just still doing that. Sure, I mean, I ate some chips and salsa yesterday. Like, I mean, everything and like balance, right? For me,
It's
but
balance.
I've always tried to do it right. But it just wasn't working. But now all of a sudden it's working, and it's become really a lot simpler. I've been saying it's a lot simpler now to make good choices when you
Yes.
have this friend and not foe working with you and not against you. So I say
Yeah.
this hormone is my new best friend.
When you have blood sugars that are in the healthy range, your body's not going to crave things like mostly simple sugars because it doesn't need it. And so I've had people wear blood sugar monitors, so they can see what food is doing to them. So you're bringing up, and remember, we have GLP-1 receptors in our brain. So they're happy. That vagus nerve and all those other hormones, there's that balance. So you're going to have the energy because your body's not fighting itself to try and balance. It's balanced now.
Look up that nerve. I never heard of it before, but I looked it up when I heard you say it one time. It's called the vagus nerve. You guys have to look it up. It's fantastic and fascinating to me what it does. But I love it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for helping us all understand and really understand all the differences, all the options when they're presented to us, because I think that that's what it's about. Knowledge is power. And when you have the knowledge, you can make the best choice for you and be an advocate for your own health. So, Dr. Melody, I appreciate you, friend. Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you. Thank you.
Thank you all so much. Have a great night. Thanks for joining us. Come back for next week's Wellness Wednesday.